The kids wear their pants where they're falling off. The seniors wear theirs around their armpits. My father-in-law got his chest hair caught in his zipper. How do you do that? And I look at them and I think, oh God, I'm next. That's me. Because in your mind, you know, you're kind of always 20 years old, but there's just little hints that you're getting. Like, when I first started doing stand-up comedy, I did jokes about my dad and his recliner. And now I have a recliner. And I know what the old man was on to. Because I get in and I ain't getting out. I just wait till I hear somebody walking through the house like, hey! I hear somebody walking back there. Do me a favor, make me a sandwich, would you? Is the house on fire? I think I smell smoke. This is one of the worst ways to tell you getting old. My wife has several friends over one day, and they're standing around the kitchen counter talking about this and that. Well, they got to joking about a product called Astroglide. Somebody knows what. It's a lubricant, and apparently it's really good. To hear them tell it, you could put it on a Cadillac and get it in a doghouse. But as they're talking about this, I swear to you, my first thought was, I bet I can put that on the poles the bird feeders are on and keep the squirrels off of them. That's just sad. We were talking about 3 or 4 months ago, I was doing a show with Larry and Bill Engvall, and Larry was kind of kidding us because Bill and I had both crossed the 50 line, and Bill and I got to talking. 50's a weird age because, like, you know, when you turn 50, they're going to throw you a party, but you know you're not going to get real presents. You get gag gifts, you know, the giant boxes of brand cereal and the 6-pack of reading glasses and the hemorrhoid ointment and the backache pills, and everybody's laughing, and I'm thinking, yeah, y'all just saved me a trip to the store. But 50's weird because all of a sudden, once you hit 50, you're supposed to have medical tests done to you, stuff you've never even thought about in your life. And not too long ago, my cute little wife scheduled me my very first colonoscopy. By applause, how many people have had the joy of this experience? Okay, this is for the rest of you. And by the way, do get a colonoscopy when you get, because it'll save your life. It really will save your life in colon cancer. But so, there's some of you may not even know what I'm talking about. Let me break it down. In the Latin, the word colon means intestine. The word oscopy means to attach a camera to the end of a garden hose and ram it through it. I think that's what oscopy means. Now, there's 3 steps to a colonoscopy. The first step is the pre-surgery consultation, which you do a couple of weeks before the procedure. And let me tell you this right now. Pay attention during the consultation. And I say that not because I did, but because I didn't. Oh no, I'm a comedian trying to get laughs, looking at the doctor going, boy, I bet you meet a lot of asses in this business, don't you? Not even a smile from him. Now the second step is the day before preparation, because before they put this camera through you, they want you totally cleaned out. Now my wife went and bought all the ingredients for the preparation. She put them on the kitchen counter, but she was out that afternoon, so she kept texting me. Now remember, at 3 o'clock you're supposed to start the preparation. Oh, okay. Well, the first part was you were supposed to mix 64 ounces of Gatorade with 10 large packets of Miralax. Now, the back of one packet of Miralax says, may cause loose and watery stools. 10 large packets of Miralax is guaranteed to clean out the Alaska pipeline. Well, if I had paid attention during the consultation, I would have remembered that you were supposed to spread the 64 ounces out over a period of 3 hours. I still don't remember hearing that part. So I mix it all together and I down that 64 ounces in 8 minutes and 34 seconds. And I know because I timed myself. Now the only thing left on that counter is a bottle of something called magnesium citrate. 2 drops of this stuff will pull the Eiffel Tower out of the earth. And I remember the doctor saying everybody needed to drink at least half a bottle, but some people might have to drink the whole bottle. And I thought, well, I don't want to have to come back and do this again later, so I popped the top, hold my nose, and I downed the whole thing. Now, in just over 10 minutes, I had completed the preparation cycle that's supposed to take 4 hours. And it wasn't very long after that, my stomach started making some noises. Noises like the fireplace in the Amityville Horror. Run through the bowels, run through the bowels, run through the bowels. Get out. At which point my underwear tapped me on the shoulder and said, run. The first volley took my feet off the ground. I was physically afraid. And I watched a lot of rodeo. The only thing I could think to do was put a glove on my left hand, get some rope, tie myself to the seat, and hold on. I've ever eaten in my entire life. I passed things I'd only thought about eating. I passed things my neighbors had eaten. I passed a red bicycle we keep in the garage. And 1 hour later, what was coming out of me was so pure, it could be legally declared mountain spring water. And I was ready for my test. Well, I show up the next morning, and this was the part I was dreading the most, the actual procedure. It ended up being the easiest of the 3 steps, thanks to an IV they give you with Demerol in it. Oh my gosh, they put that needle in my arm. My last conscious thought was, I bet my doctor has a camera on her cell phone and I'm going to be on TMZ tonight. And I was out. And when I woke up, she was standing there. She's like, hey, how you doing? It's all over. I'm like, oh good, I didn't even know you did it. She said, yeah, everything's great. You don't have to do this again for 5 years. And I'm like, that's good. She left, and I'm sitting there, I got that little gown on, and I see my jeans and my shirt at the end of the bed. So I grab my shirt and I start to unbutton it to put it on, and I hear a woman say, what are you doing? I'll turn around, there's a nurse in the corner. I hadn't even noticed her. I said, I guess I'm going home. She said, guess again. I said, what's the problem? She said, well, in order to get the camera through you, they have to inflate your intestines with air, and you can't go home until you give the air back. I said, all right, I will. She said, well, I have to verify that you do. At which point I noticed she is holding a pen and a clipboard. And I remember career day in high school. Nobody told us you could get paid good money for rating farts on a clipboard. Because I have friends that do that all the time for free. But here's the problem. I grew up in the South. My mother taught me never to do this in front of a woman, especially a woman I don't know. And so even though I really need to do what she wants me to do, I can't. I lock up. And she's getting frustrated because she's got other stuff she needs to do. And she said, come get back in the bed. She said, get on all fours and lower your shoulders to the mattress. Feeling like a big star right about there. But as soon as I get in that position, I can tell this is gonna work. And I thought, well, if I'm gonna embarrass myself in front of this woman I don't know, why not do like I did with the preparation and just get it all over with at one time? So I thought back to my wife's childbirth classes and that breathing they taught her. And I did the big push, just like they showed her to do. And what came out of me was so loud and so long, Fred Flintstone clocked out from work. And I said, can I go home now? She said, please do. So the rest of you have that to look forward to.